recording, and we're all set and we're recording. And welcome. Hi, everybody. My name is Craig Peliquin, calling in from White Rock, British Columbia.
And I am Dennis Wilson, talking to you from the beautiful Yaletown in downtown Vancouver.
Great. Well, hey, welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to be talking about LinkedIn and how to generate quality real estate leads on LinkedIn.
In your pajamas, over your morning coffee, or you can make your kids do it.
There you go. And you can do it. That's right. Because we're in COVID, you can do it without your pants on.
Well. I mean, I have a confession, Craig. I am not wearing socks.
There you go. I heard a funny joke that they said that COVID is like Las Vegas. You're losing money every day. You don't know if it's morning, noon, or night, or what day it is. And drinking at any time of the day is socially acceptable.
Yes, I have to get another bottle of Bailey's for my morning coffee, I guess, huh?
All right,
we'll just go right to whiskey. We'll just go hardcore. We'll go whiskey in my coffee.
That will do. So let's get started. We do have lots of people that are joining us from different genres, I can see also as well, than on real estate. So real estate agents, remember, this is PDP eligible. So at the end, you will get a link to get your PDP hour for joining us. And those that are not in real estate, hey, we welcome you as well. Take everything that we're saying and apply it to your industry.
Yeah, the techniques for LinkedIn are pretty much techniques. We happen to give a real estate flair to them. If your business doesn't work for exactly these techniques and you have questions, just reach out. We can point you in the right direction and fine tune your searching criteria.
All right, there it is. Bum, 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 bum. How to generate free real estate leads and build your reputation with LinkedIn.
Excellent.
So let's basically tell everybody who we are. Realty Biz Connect is the one touch and done lead generation, forever follow up and convert to a client real estate CRM.
Yeah, and the difference between us and a lot of the competition out there is that we actually come complete with real estate specific contents, including over 100 pre-written emails, text, SMS, push notifications, and social media follow-up messages. So you don't download your CRM and go, so what should I send somebody? No, it's all there. Over 10 pre-written landing pages and sales funnels. So you have those little freebie giveaways that you can use for generating leads. And we actually custom design and take your pictures and put them onto over 15 book covers, landing page headers. We rework your LinkedIn and Facebook background images customized with your headshots. So it's all in one and done solution that basically you turn it on and you use it.
That's who we are.
That's what we do.
How badly COVID-19 is impacting the real estate industry and business owners alike. We have some very specific COVID-19 combating offers at the end of this training to help you through it. Now, our courses that we do each morning here are normally $27, but we're waiving the fee to help professionals during this difficult time.
We feel your pain. Yeah, we actually considered stopping our trainings because of COVID, because we thought there'd be lack of interest, and we've actually found that there's more interest, maybe because people are hanging out at home. But yeah, we're feeling your pain in a very big way, seeing what's happening to the real estate industry and you know, sort of how much it's slowed down and how much more complicated it's become. But here's to it coming back, and we're going to give you the skills so that while you have less to do and less meetings, you can dump that time into creating a whole bunch of leads that will skim the cream and get you some sales.
So Dennis, why don't you start by introducing a little bit about your background? Why are you sitting in that chair right now talking about Realty Biz Connect or standing on that stage in Barcelona?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been involved in the CRM world, and the sales, the rapid sales growth blueprint is something that we do. And we teach an awful lot of people all around the world in different segments. So we're kind of like the coaches. People are like, well, you're not a real estate agent? Nope. And that's exactly why I can help you. So we tend to get locked into our industries. We see this around the world in every language, in every country that I've gotten on stage in front of. People get stuck in the lingo and the way of their own industry. And often the way to leapfrog everyone else is to stop doing what everybody else is doing. So we're sort of that impetus to stop doing what everyone else is doing. So I started a software company 2 years ago, I think, maybe 23. I don't know, a long time ago, a lot longer ago than I'm willing to admit. We grew to top 5 in the world for the direct selling industry. Transitioned about 4 years ago. I shouldn't say transitioned, opened up a new division, which was the Small Business Dream specific CRM for small businesses. And now we're just starting to approach some very specific verticals, and real estate's one we picked up about 2 years ago. So yeah, we're just all about helping people sell more, basically. And that's where we come from, and that's what we do. And sometimes beautiful people invite me to stand on beautiful stages and suck up my nervousness and speak.
There you go. And I was one of the guys that got you first up on stage speaking there,
You
Dennis.
were. Without you, I never would have considered it, done it, or carried on doing it.
Yeah. I started my world a little bit differently. I started in the entertainment world. Dennis and I did meet about 25 years ago. Dennis, I was up on stage, and Dennis came and shook my hand at the end of my presentation and told me how terrible I was.
Well, you were.
And I was a little taken aback, but I took his advice. I said, "You're absolutely correct." I was full of inside jokes, and I had gone and changed the script to suit me. And we've been best friends ever since. So we've been doing a lot to help businesses, small businesses. I happened to jump onto LinkedIn a number of years ago and used our old school sales techniques to do things properly on LinkedIn. And that's what we're going to be sharing with you today. I asked Dennis to take his software about 5 or 6 years ago, and I said, "Can you customize it to work with my LinkedIn system?" And you were able to do that. And we created something. You're going to get a chance to see it all working and how it works in the next hour. It's going to be just awesome.
And of course, we partner with real estate professionals, so we're not just feeding you stuff that we think is good. It's all vetted through our real estate professionals. We're constantly taking new input, assessing, evaluating, and updating the contents that we do. So we do have trainers and what on board that become part of us. So yeah, we're very excited to be able to help realtors that are struggling along in the day-to-day today, especially by giving them some tips and tricks and tools that they can use at home right now. And nope, you don't have to shave, and nope, you don't have to wear socks.
There you go. You know, there was an active rain study, Dennis, with real estate agents earning over $100,000 a year. They invested 6 times as much in technology, twice as many used a CRM, and they were aggressive in using social media when compared to agents earning less than $35,000 a year.
And isn't it funny, because I don't know how many real estate agents I talk to that say, well, I don't need CRM. I do everything by referral only. And as soon as I hear that, I'm like, oh my God, you're probably losing 3 houses a year because you're not following up properly, even with your referrals. However, this is the coolest thing I have ever seen in relation to real estate. This study is worth a look at. Take a capture of this page right now. Get out your iPhone, snap that URL. It is probably one of the neatest infographics you can see. It's a bit dated, but boy, oh boy, oh boy, I would love to see an updated version of this. It's a great tool for real estate agents to understand what's going on and how it, and from real data. It's great.
Yep, fantastic. So what we believe is that LinkedIn lead generation is the most underutilized free lead gen tool for real estate agents.
Or just about any industry, as a matter of fact.
That's true.
Now, it does help you gain ranking for your name. So actually, by having a proper profile and actually having a lot of connections and an active profile, you do actually get higher rankings on Google when people Google your name. So there's a backdoor strategy here, in that everything you're doing looking for leads is actually also building your reputation. So a lot of people that live in small areas always say to us, Craig, oh yeah, but no one around me uses LinkedIn. But yeah, I get that. But guess what? The people that are looking for a realtor from far away, looking to move to your community, I guarantee you they're checking you out on LinkedIn. So my best friend in our town of 15,000 people doesn't use LinkedIn. It's not an excuse not to use LinkedIn. Right. The doctor that's looking to downsize and move to your community and buy the big farm that you hold the listing on is the reason to keep up with your LinkedIn.
It certainly is. And the great thing about LinkedIn is you can target high net worth individuals as future prospects.
Oh, like that doctor looking to move to your area and buy the farm you have the listing on. Excellent.
There you go.
LinkedIn prospecting also keeps you motivated. So if you get up in the morning and you get your coffee and you jump in and you pop out 10 or 20 connection requests, then you at least have started your day doing something that, hey, you know what? You might trip across a sale on your 4th one. you might trip across a sale on your 400th one. So doing everything every day, it just gives you something that knows that you're building towards something. And it also, as they start to accept your connections, you get that little dopamine hit every time. Oh, somebody accepted my connection. So it's actually really strange. We've actually found that it's a perfect motivational tool that sets people up for the rest of their day, just because they started doing something positive that nobody can take away from them the minute it's done.
That's right. And for maximum benefit, you need to make sure you have an all-star profile. We're going to teach you some tips in this training on how to get an all-star profile.
Yeah, and to not drive yourself crazy, you're going to need some kind of a tool or system for tracking. You could do a spreadsheet. You can go anywhere from free to $300 a month with tools like this, but you're going to need something. LinkedIn is a great tool, but the reason most people overlook it is it's impossible to use the way it exists to do any reasonable prospecting en masse for sort of a general audience. So you do need some kind of a tool to track where the heck you are in the process. Again, spreadsheet, a notebook. You can do whatever you want, but there are some systems that make it really efficient. And of course, selfless plug, ours does.
There you go. So we're going to start by giving you the theory behind my system, and then we're going to go into the practicality of it. And then I'm literally going to go into my LinkedIn back office and show you how it works.
And that's my favorite part.
That's
you guys have to wait. We got to teach you the school bit first.
So you're going to search for the biggest city close to you, because obviously if you want to start selling, or the biggest city that is close to you, the area that you're selling, or the area that you're selling in.
Yeah.
And then you want to search for high net worth individuals. So
yeah, if you're going to go and prospect, and you're going to spend all of this time to prospect, why don't you go for the people that are most likely to buy $1 million home or a $700,000 home instead? You know, it takes you exactly the same amount of time to target people that could lead to larger sales as it does to smaller sales. So let's go target the right people.
Yeah, we're going to go into more details on that. Then you want to search for your neighborhood and those same high net worth individuals, because typically the big city around you is going to be too large a database. You have too many. You want to narrow your focus down. We'll show you how that works. And then when you find them, what do you tell them, Dennis?
I'm a real estate agent in the area, and I'm the best, and I'm the best. And if you don't believe me that I'm the best, just ask me. I'll tell you I'm the best, and I can help you. You know what? I can do everything. I can even get your dishes cleaned. That dishwasher broken? Pfft, not a problem. Fixed. I got you. I handle everywhere in the world for real estate, and I can do it for less money, better quality, and you need to pick me.
Okay, well, okay, that would be definitely the wrong approach. Okay, we're going to go 180 degrees around that. Let's say we're in Kelowna. We're going to use Kelowna as an example here. I have many connections in the Kelowna area looking for people like you. Would you like to connect here on LinkedIn? Not self-serving, not a plug. You have connections. You're going to be connecting with high net worth individuals. People are on LinkedIn to make connections. They know it's business. They know you're connecting with them because ultimately maybe you're going to have something together, but you want to go and create that curiosity. You're not selling here
yet.
Really important.
But your intent is to sell. So let's be really clear. There's programs out there that teach you make friends, make friends, make friends. And after 2 years of making friends, you're still just talking to a black hole because nobody cares about it once you started trying to make friends. So you got to get to the point eventually. So
when you're connected, then what do you say next, Dennis?
Oh my God, I got to tell you, man, I just got a listing in Singapore because I live in Dubai and I got a private jet because I'm the guy for you, man. I have you. I am the best at what I do. Everyone will tell you that. You should pick me.
Yeah. So thanks for connecting. What kind of people are you looking for? So you just ask them an open-ended question when you connect.
Boring. You're so
I know,
boring.
Dennis. This is terrible, isn't it? It takes time.
You're killing me here.
You're making an actual connection. And then you're trying to find out what kind of people that they're looking for. Because if you got somebody in your database that can help them, you want to have a manner of giving, not getting off the bat, and making a mutually beneficial connection. Then you can throw in, I have a free home maintenance reminder service my connections love. Would you be interested? Notice, Dennis, I asked the question, would you be interested? I didn't just send them
down their throat
and a video, and here it is, and take this and download, and no.
And the neat part is, this question is very self-serving, but doesn't seem like it. Because the minute they say yes, there's a 95% chance you just found a home owner. You're no longer dealing with a renter, you're dealing with a home owner. So this is really cool. Simple question, offering something free, gives you a piece of information. On LinkedIn and with CRM and with lead generation, everything is about getting that piece of data and getting a bit more data attached to that piece of data so you can micro focus. This is a brilliant question for that, Craig.
Yeah. Now, if you really want to rapidly grow your real estate business, search for real estate investors in your area. People that are going to buy multiple properties every year, not just one every 7 to 13 years.
And make sure if you're going to do this that if you looked out there and you found the Gord Lemons of the world that'll teach you how to talk to these people. Because if you just go and start trying to find real estate investors, especially the ones that will buy 10 or 15 properties in a year, if you don't know how to speak to them, you're not going to get anywhere. So you're going to generate the lead on LinkedIn and then you're going to blow it because you don't know what to say. So do make sure if you're going to go after the investors, it's a fantastic strategy. It's a 10-time strategy. It's massive, but you need to know how to talk to these people. I bought 8 rental properties in the course of about 18 months, I think it was. And I never bought one from the same real estate agent. And the reason why was they all came at me like they were the professionals. I asked them specifically what I was after. They even found one for me. I said, I'm looking for cash flow positive with 25% down. Yeah, I know. That's how you know that it was quite some time ago that I bought those properties that currently pay my rent during COVID. Thank you. And you need to be able to talk to them in a way where you're more listening to what they need than trying to explain the expert that you are. I know it sounds really backwards, but let them lead the race on what they're looking for and then go bring them deal after deal after deal that fit within 10% of their parameters. You'll make a friend of an investor who you will be the first call. The minute you give him something that he doesn't want, he's on to the next person. So just be really careful with it. LinkedIn will find you those guys, but learn how to talk to them. Go find a few of them and then learn how to talk to them before you reach out to them.
Right. And once you get active on LinkedIn, Dennis, and your connections start to grow, you're going to start finding people reaching out to you when they are ready. That's the great thing. You get people asking to connect with you. So you really want to get to that 500 connections as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and the reason is at that point, you've established yourself as an expert, right? You're a real estate agent that has a professional profile. You've got 500 plus followers. When people go searching around for a real estate agent in your area, they're almost guaranteed to find you with your LinkedIn listing first over all your competitors that don't have a good LinkedIn profile and number of followers. So it literally becomes a magnet all on its own, even if you're not doing the process of going and trying to find them. So once you get big enough, it actually just starts to bring you people.
Yeah, it certainly does. Now, we are going to assume that you are using right now a CRM. Hopefully yes. You're using a CRM that's tailor-made for real estate. That makes it easier, but we're hoping that you're using it because you need to have your CRM track all your messages and remind you to continue a stalled conversation. That's the most important part. Follow up, follow up, follow up.
Yeah.
Automation will help you with that.
Yeah, and LinkedIn people are pretty sensitive to it too. If you don't follow up after they initially connect, or if you start a conversation and then disappear, and then you forget about them and you go back to them 3 months later, it's just over. You might as well disconnect from them. So you got to be really careful.
So we talked about having an all-star profile. This is so important. As we said, when somebody Googles your name, the first things they're going to see in a Google search for your name is typically your LinkedIn and your Facebook profiles. And they're going to click on those. And they need to be congruent. And they need to look professional. And they need to look like not a 4-year-old put it together. And
they need to look like the picture's not 900 years old.
Right? So here's Gord Lemon, 10x your sales with real estate investors. You know exactly what Gord does. There's his phone number in his profile. I know you can get to his profile and you could click on some buttons and find his phone number in the more information and possibly his email and his website, but put it right there out in front so they don't have to look.
Yeah, and your email and your URL. Put it all in your header because that's what they're looking at. Chances are they're not even going to scroll down. So if you haven't put it in the header and made it easy for them to connect with you, a lot of people will find you on LinkedIn and phone. They won't find you on LinkedIn and then message you on LinkedIn. And there's a reason for that. LinkedIn, and we'll just cover this right here. LinkedIn responses are not instant like Facebook. When you send a message to someone, man, we do a campaign and we'll get responses a month later. People don't check their LinkedIn profile as often. They tend to use it when they're ready to do something. So you just make sure that you have all of this right in this header, because you can't expect that they're going to send you a message on LinkedIn. Expect that you need to make it real easy for them to pick the way to interact with you, even though they found you on LinkedIn.
Right. And the poses that you use are really important. This is a specific pose that is high converting on the internet. So you're always using things that are important. Colors are important. And then notice that bottom left corner doesn't have any writing. And that's because that's where your circle of your image is going to be. And you don't want to cover it all up. So
and that circle should not be a picture of your cat, folks. It needs to be a professional headshot of you.
right.
So yeah, no cats.
So let's talk about these professional headshots and poses and power poses. We have the top 4 converting digital marketing poses we're going to share with you. This isn't one of them.
It's not. No, it's not one of them.
And
Awesome picture, but yeah.
So this is not what you're going to think they are, because
Nope.
we didn't like these poses when we first saw them. We actually kind of turned to each other and went, yeah, right.
And then when we split tested them, we were wrong. These worked better.
We do.
And folks, the key here is, notice, top 4 converting digital marketing poses, where nothing matters except the data. You make 20 people look at this picture, or 200 people look at this picture, 200 look at that picture. Which one sells more is all we care about.
Right.
So your professional headshot guy that you've been using for 900 years, I promise you he won't like these shots, and he will give you the same perfectly useless stuff that you probably have in your portfolio for digital marketing. Perfect for whatever you're doing now. We're talking about leapfrogging ahead. You gotta update your assets and listen to the people that can help you do it online if you're going to go online.
Right. And this is so important, Dennis. Don't use a photo that is 10 years ago or 40 pounds ago. Consider this to be kind of like online dating sites. All right. You don't want a surprise on your first, when you finally get a client and you go to meet them for the first time, you sit down for coffee and they don't even recognize you.
And Craig, I mean, I've seen this, I don't even know how many times, and the people who do it, they think that the cute little joke they make about it, oh yeah, but that's the only picture I've taken in 10 years that had my good side, or they make some little quippy joke thinking that makes it okay. But what you don't realize just happened was you took your time to get familiar with this person on LinkedIn, right? And they finally get to the point where they want to sit down with you or do a Zoom with you or whatever to get to the next step, and you're not the person you represented yourself as. Well, then your whole profile's blown. Are you really an expert? You lied to me about who you are, and now you expect me to trust you with one of the biggest financial transactions of my life? I get the thing of I also have a picture that I love the most from years ago, and I don't use it anymore because it's from years ago, right? The tie is too wide, the suit is too old. It just is dated.
Yeah.
Don't do this. It's an instant disconnect on people being able to trust you. It's
right.
not cute. Your cute joke doesn't solve a thing. It just makes it worse.
Right. So, I mean, this is a recent shot of us. This is in the last 6 months. And notice I have glasses on in my photo because now I'm at the age where I have to wear glasses. And I fought it. And Dennis was like, Craig, you wear glasses. Every time people see you, you're wearing your glasses. So put on your damn glasses in the photo.
On. Yeah, and again, like, I mean, I've realized that I talk out of one side of my face, and it drives me crazy to watch myself speak. And then I get all internal about the fact that I don't know which side. I think this side doesn't move as much as that side. And at first I was like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. I look so bad on camera. And then my wife looked at me and she says, you realize that's how you look every day? So like everyone you know knows that that's you, and nobody probably thinks that you talk out of one side of your face.
So this is the top converting pose right here. Arms crossed, not hiding your hands, right? So the hands are above your elbows. You turn slightly. You want to do it on both sides. Turn both ways.
You're not tucked under your armpits. You know, you're not splaying your fingers like, you know, none of that garbage. Yeah. And again, Craig, you misspoke. This is not the top converting pose.
True.
This is the third top converting pose, because this same pose with a woman and a man team is the top pose. And then a woman and a woman is the second best. And unfortunately, I happen to be a man. Craig happens to be a man. So this is actually the third best converting pose
There you
by
go.
nature of gender.
And it feels awkward.
Oh yeah.
And you know, when you're doing this pose, it just feels weird, but it worked. And we fought this. And believe me, our photographer, our first photographer, fought this. Our second photographer fought this. But it's and this was a casual one, and we use this one. This one has turned out to be our top one. It's on our website. We use it everywhere.
Yeah, we have way more professional ones wearing suits. Nothing has converted as well as this one. So what you're going to start to realize as we teach you lead generation through LinkedIn, a lot of your personal opinions don't matter. You have to get over yourself and do what the data says is working. So there's a lot of testing involved.
So this one is called the Giver. Now notice the hands are to the side, and that's the one that Gord had. He was turned a little bit slight, so he used a version of it that was very close. Notice the hands are not flat like this. Flat is the beggar. You don't want to be the beggar. You want to be the giver, like you're holding.
Even if you feel like one right now during this COVID disaster, you don't want to be the beggar.
Right, and it's like you're handing one of those great big huge blue yoga balls. And then there's the thinker.
Yes.
Yes.
This is the self-performed facial capable pose, because you can pinch your little extras and you can pull down your wrinkles and you can still look natural.
Yes, it's great. And you want to do it both sides. With one hand, if you have a nice watch, you definitely, guys, you want to show that, or a nice bracelet, ladies. You know, definitely show a little bit of bling in it. It's not a problem. You're cupping your elbow at the bottom, right? So you can see that. And then there's the fourth that we laughed and said, you are crazy.
Yeah, and I don't know how well this one works for real estate except to promote your book.
And there
it is.
Yep. And I tell you, it works.
This converts very well for lead magnets, very well for books, very well for courses, very, very well for things that you can announce by holding a piece of paper this way. Yeah, it's not for everyone. You know, when we do this, we literally put a table in place. We drape our green screen over top of the table, and then you lay down on top of the green screen on top of the table, and it's a bit of a production. But yeah, this is a very high converting pose, as weird as that may seem. More of a Facebook pose than a LinkedIn pose, though, I think.
If you go to my Facebook, this is the pose that I have as my Facebook profile. All right, so now let's get into LinkedIn done right. The rules are true for what we're going to teach here on any social media platform. Number one rule, Dennis.
Don't sell, 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 sell.
Correct. Don't want to do that.
Don't want to do that.
Use the 80-20 rule.
Or, you know, go crazy. Use the 90-10 rule.
Yeah.
Right? 90%, 80%, 95% of your stuff needs to be completely not self-serving. Now, folks, this means you do not put the paragraph that talks about why they don't want to try to sell it themselves and they need a realtor with the trademark license. Stop it, right? As soon as you start getting into you're a realtor versus a real estate agent versus a real estate broker in any of your communications, thinking that's buying your credibility, it is stripping away your credibility so fast, because in the world of internet marketing, or even marketing in general, confusion equals no. If your approach to me includes 9 hours of research because I got to figure out if I really should try to do it and sell it by myself, by owner, or I really do need to find a guy that's a real estate broker that's a licensed realtor versus the guy that appears to be able to sell my house as fast as possible with as little stress and keep me out of any kind of legal problems and get me the best price. You see, you're focusing on the things that you care about, not the things that your customer care about. Your customer doesn't even know that realtor is a trademark word that you get in a lot of trouble if you use. So be careful on not any kind of selling. Even the underhanded little comment stuff. Just give them something that's of great value, and they know you're a realtor, and they're going to look at your great value. And they're going to go, wow, that Craig's a really great guy. He sent me 3 manuals and one of them saved my furnace from blowing up. Man, you know what? If he's that good when I'm not his customer, imagine how good he'd be if I actually use him as a real estate agent.
There you go. Now, when we say make friends first, Dennis, we make qualified friends with the intention that you're going to give them good value to become your customer.
Correct.
and become an expert. This
Become
this
an
is where we see a lot of real estate agents fail. They want to say that I'm good for I could anywhere in the Lower Mainland.
I am the Lower Mainland's premier real estate agent. Oh, so you kind of suck at everywhere. Excellent. Not
Yeah.
you,
Become an expert in an area, in a
right?
niche.
I am a
Find the
South
niche.
Burnaby's premier real estate agent for sellers. Wow. Now all of a sudden, oh gosh, I'm looking to buy a home, but this guy only sells. Hey, buddy, do you sell as well? You know what? Not so often, but I can help you out. See, now you're important. Now you're needed. Now you're wanted.
Exactly. And you want to look for the right people to connect with. So this is the ultimate way to sharpshoot your way to finding new listings in a giving versus getting manner.
It's not an overnight success system. It takes time, but it could be an overnight success system and take no time. Welcome to the internet. The first guy you reach out to may be ready to buy a house and may like your headshot or whatever it may be. Don't bank on that. It's going to take a little time for your reputation to get big enough for them to trust you.
Exactly. And as we said, you're going to look for high net worth individuals.
It's going to sell big houses.
So now we're going to go into the actual how it works in LinkedIn. And then after this, we're going to go into my LinkedIn account. So it's really cool. So excuse me, search for your keyword and your city name. So you want to find connections that are more likely to buy or sell a 7-figure home versus a low 6-figure home. Just kind of makes sense to me.
You want a business owner, upper management versus employees. So you can look for guys like software developers, doctors, dentists, all these kind of things. So
That's
you
right.
need to look for high net worth individuals because those are the people more likely to buy an expensive home
Yeah.
or a rental property. So
And
you
these
get
were
the
the
double
top.
whammy.
These were the top earning professions in 2019. Doctors, dentists, lawyers, CEOs, professional athletes, pilots, architects, marketing managers. You can get into IT as well, right, Dennis?
Absolutely. IT people are great because they tend to buy really high-end condominiums in downtown cores or farms in the middle of nowhere because they're remote working and that's why they're a software developer. So either way, they're high net individuals. They're very, very securely employed. They usually have fantastic credit ratings. They're a great place to target.
Yeah, so if we look at Dentist Vancouver and we put that in the search engine, that comes up with 2,489 results. That's a lot of dentists in Vancouver.
That is.
Now, if we go Dentist Yaletown and we focus in, so we talked about narrowing your search down to a neighborhood or an area, there's 17. That's a little bit easier to bite that amount off than
Exactly.
2,000. Now, let's look at CEO Vancouver, 45,000 results. Now, we're doing Vancouver, so it's only going to get Vancouver, Canada. It's also going to find Vancouver, Washington.
Yeah.
So remember.
And it's picking up the whole Lower Mainland most likely.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So if you did 10 a day, Craig, there's
a lot of.
Sorry, it's a lot of days.
45,907. Yeah, that'd be a lot of days. So, but if you go CEO Yaletown, now you got a nice bite-sized chunk of 147 results.
Yep. And here's another interesting thing. When you're doing it this tight, what's happening is Debbie is likely to know Greg. So when all of a sudden Debbie gets your stuff and Greg gets your stuff and somehow you might just come up in conversation, the more people that you have in an area that you're connected to, the more likely that you start to feel like an important person in that circle. So it's really all about density and specialization and being the expert of the expert. So it's really cool when you get it going. But yeah, it can really have a lot of compounding results.
Right. So when you get a name, look at here's a CEO in Yaletown, Dennis.
I come up. Woo-hoo.
Right. Do not click that connect button. That's what,
unless you want to be ignored by me.
Now, why don't you click that connect button, Dennis? You got to click on Dennis's name. You got to click on the person's name and bring up their contact record.
Yeah, and the reason why is twofold. One, when you do this, LinkedIn tells them that you looked at their profile. So for me, as someone who actually does do business on LinkedIn, does actually connect with people with the purpose of doing business, not just to sell to them, I can tell you straight up, if anyone ever sends me a message and I don't see that they looked at my profile, I don't care if they're selling Mercedes-Benz for $4. They will not gain my trust enough to bother talking to them at all. I will not even accept their connection. So it's super important to do this right because it imprints and, of course,
Right. So you're going to use this connect button here. It's going to take another, it's literally, it's a click of a mouse, but you also should get an idea and make sure by looking at their profile that they're in the right area. So, you know, I'm seeing founder at Realty Biz Connect for Dennis, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. He has over 500 connections. I'm seeing more information about Dennis. He is the right person that I want to connect with.
woohoo!
Now, when you click the button to connect, it says that you can customize your invitation and add a note. LinkedIn members are more likely to accept invitations that include a personal note. So write a note.
Yeah. What a novel idea.
Really simple. Hello, Dennis. I am working on building my connections in Yaletown. I work with many CEOs in the area, and I believe we might be able to help each other here on LinkedIn. Now, notice my note is customized. So when Dennis reads it, he knows that I looked at his profile. He knows that I know he lives in Yaletown and that he's a CEO.
Yeah. And of course, it's really interesting that the spell check highlighted the two most important parts of this message. And that are the things that would make me feel that he's not a robot. Again, mentioning Yaletown, CEOs. Holy smokes. This guy's not a robot just sending out a blast message or hiring a team of people to send out the exact same thing to everyone. So it's got my name. That's not something you can do in a blast message. And then Yaletown and CEOs kind of could be done, but it's harder. So again, looks real simple. Take notes on this, guys. This is the magic key to LinkedIn.
And the biggest key, Dennis, is that your response is time sensitive.
Yep.
You need to reply to a new connection request and make a message to them as quickly as humanly possible when it happens. So to do this, when somebody connects with you, you will get a response in 2 ways immediately. You will get an email from LinkedIn, as long as you've enabled it to send you emails. So make sure you don't disable that. You're going to get an email, and you're going to get a push notification if you've downloaded the LinkedIn app. So download the damn app, everybody.
I like
it on your phone.
I think that's a typo. By push notification when you have finished doing what you absolutely must do in order to be successful with LinkedIn prospecting, and that is download the LinkedIn app.
There you go. Download the app.
Download the
So,
app.
do both. You really need to be able to get both to make this work. So this is what it looks like inside the app.
Oh, hang on. One more important point. One of the reasons we teach you to do this in the morning is because we said it's important to follow up immediately. If you get your team, like we have in the Philippines, to do everything at 10 o'clock at night, again, you're going to show your hand. You're going to show that, you know, you may be thinking you show that you're a night owl. Nah, you're probably showing that you actually have a team and you're not a real person. So, and of course, you're not going to be able to reply at 1 o'clock in the morning if they happen to reply to you then. So if you do it in the morning as those connections come in throughout the course of the day, it takes 2 seconds to go boop and send a reply. So
Right.
It's very important the timing that you do this as well. Don't do it at 1 o'clock in the morning because you have time.
So you'll be able to see here that Dennis accepted my invitation. Wow, that's cool. And you'll be able to see how long ago they accepted your connection. And don't rely on the email, because emails, I mean, I don't know how many emails I get to my account that I haven't read. If I looked at my phone right now and looked at unread emails, 933 unread emails right now, Dennis.
Excellent. You're behind.
I'm a little behind.
You're supposed to be catching up. Oh, you were. You used to be 2,933. You are catching up.
Right. Now in the email, you'll see exactly how long ago we connected. And you can see here, this is at 7 p.m. There it is, 7 p.m. Dennis connected with Dennis. You connect with me at night.
And you know what? I was on the seawall for my evening walk when the push notification came in. So therefore, there was no reason not to reply. Welcome to the way LinkedIn works. It's portable. It's in their pocket. It's real easy to just flick off a quick response or click, click, click. So do the job. Reach out to people.
Now, we know you may not be able to reply immediately, but the sooner that you reply to somebody, the better that it is. And you can do this by going to their profile from the email. You can click this wonderful little button there to send them a note. Look how fast this is, Dennis. From the email, I click the button. It goes automatically to LinkedIn on my computer, and it brings up the conversation. It shows the message that I sent to you, and it pre-populates Dennis M. Thanks for connecting. Hope you're doing well. All with the click of a mouse. So all I have to do is hit send. Isn't that awesome?
Nice. I love it. See, we're giving you valuable skills here. This is how easy LinkedIn prospecting isn't.
Isn't. Exactly. Don't do this. This is easy, but it's wrong. First of all, the message is generically created by LinkedIn. The macros are wrong. It says Dennis M.
Yeah.
Would you ever send a real message and would I ever say, hi, Dennis M?
No. The only reason I have Dennis M is because Dennis Wilson's this beach boy or something, for those that are old enough to know what that is. I know it's not a suntanning dude on the beach either. But yeah, there's a dead beach boy with my name, and he gets the first 16,800,000 Google listings. So I've become Dennis M. Wilson just to try to cut through the chatter.
There you go. And it also doesn't give you semi-automated follow-up by doing what LinkedIn does. So it's simple. And you need to go and make the changes. Do it right. Make it personal. So what I would reply to Dennis is, Dennis, thanks for accepting my connection request. If you looked at my profile, you see I've had some success helping people in your area buy and sell their homes. Would you be interested in getting a free subscription to my home maintenance tips newsletter? Right.
You've just established yourself as a professional. You've made a professional introduction of what you do, which is what LinkedIn's all about. LinkedIn is about professionals connecting with professionals. This is an approach that makes someone go, oh, look at that. I've connected with a person. He might just become my go-to real estate professional.
There you go. I'm not selling. I just asked, would you be interested? Notice there's no link to get the newsletter. It's simply a question that requires an answer. All right.
See who's paying attention.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. So I'm making friends first, but friends with the idea that if he wants to get my newsletter, I've got more information that will be able to drip on him in a campaign, because our home maintenance tips newsletter will follow up with Dennis forever.
Forever. With good information that I'm happy to receive. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, check your gutters. I mean, yeah, it's just fantastic.
Right. So now what? I sent you that message. I wait for a response. This is really important, because once again, I want to now reply to Dennis if he replies to me. So, he replied at night. I sent the message at 10:11 p.m. Dennis replied at 10:13.
Sorry, I was slow. I think I was
2 minutes
eating
later.
popcorn. I think I was eating popcorn.
Could have been. So once you started a dialogue, now you have a true prospect.
Yes.
Okay? So you're going to find all your messages in the LinkedIn in the message section on LinkedIn. You're going to get an email and an in-app notification. And I can tell, notice up there in the green underneath his name, it says Dennis is active now. It's a new feature on LinkedIn. So you know how long ago Dennis was active. Obviously, I'm now started a conversation. Dennis is now a real prospect. And you got to follow up. You need to add them to a follow-up system. Otherwise, you're going to forget that Dennis said, yes, put me in. I want to get a copy of your newsletter.
Yeah, remember, you're doing, if you're doing our suggested 10 to 20 connection requests a day, your message log is going to be loaded with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And it's just, I mean, in 2 days, you'll never find the guy down in the middle that you were supposed to respond to that you forgot to. And it just disappears. So you need something, whether it's a spreadsheet or whether it's a CRM or whether it's whatever point number 3 was. You need one of those.
So I know this sounds hard. So I think this is a perfect time, Dennis, for us to kind of jump into LinkedIn itself and show them how easy this is.
Okay. Just let me show you a suite of integrated tools and mobile
Yeah,
app
I went
sales
too
and
fast.
connections.
I think I clicked too far.
I'm lost. I don't know where we are.
Okay, I'm going to jump into LinkedIn. We're going to do some prospecting.
Right.
Sorry, click too fast. Let me get into screen share. Let me jump into my LinkedIn account right now. All righty. And there we go. Are you seeing my screen there, Dennis?
I am.
Awesome. So everybody, you should be seeing, this is right inside my LinkedIn account. So this is live, this is real. So we started talking about doing some searches and trying to find the right people. We talked about places to go and look. So up here in the search engine is right up here at the top, and we can search CEO, and let's go Kelowna. Let's try that because we were talking about that.
Absolutely.
So let's try that. So 2,427 results. That's
Not bad for Kelowna, huh?
That's not bad at all. Let's try
10 a day, 10 a day, 247 days, take weekends off. It's just over a year. And by then, LinkedIn probably has more people in it, so you'll have more to go next year.
Look at how many general managers there are in Kelowna, Dennis. 88.
Wow. I didn't even know there was that many people in Kelowna. Man, I'm out of touch. My Yaletown bubble.
Let's go dentist, Kelowna. So you can see 117 dentists in Kelowna alone. So now we're looking at, and we're targeting those high net worth individuals. Now, right now, because of COVID, I wouldn't be searching for doctors. They're too busy right now. Let's give them a bit of a break.
Dentists very likely could be ready for a move because they've had cabin fever now. They're not, most of them aren't seeing patients. So dentists could actually be a pretty, this house is not big enough.
Right. So let's go find and do this the proper way with a CEO in Kelowna. So let's just go click on one. So here's Jill. Now, Jill she has over 500 connections. She's the interim chief executive officer at the Women's Enterprise Center of BC. And she's in Vancouver right now. So somewhere in her profile, she was talking about Kelowna. But that's probably past. So for me, if I'm searching for Kelowna, this isn't going to be what I'm going to go and do. So I'm going to click the back button. Right.
And remember, the back button's a key part of this strategy. So I think you should touch on the back button, Craig.
I will touch on the back button because the back button means I didn't do another search. So if you're on a free LinkedIn account, you only get a certain number of free searches, and then LinkedIn says, you need to be premium to do any more searches. And it will happen, and that's okay. They offer a 30-day upgrade for free, and take it. Upgrade to the premium and use it and make as many connections as you possibly.
Smash it and get your 500 connections before it runs out.
Yeah. And then if you're really doing it well, either keep your premium or turn off your premium because you've got enough connections that you don't need to be doing as many searches. You can now start searching through your connections, all part of the strategy. So let's go to Randall. So here we are, Randall Shear, fantastic. And he has over 500 connections. We have 9 mutual connections. This is really important as well. So he knows that I'm connected with some of his connections. Now let me show you how easy it is to go and connect with Randall. All we do is click his name 3 times and that'll highlight it and hit Control-C. Now I've copied his name. Then I go into our CRM, our software, and I want to make a new contact. I want to add a new contact. Now, Dennis, love what you did with the CRM to make this so simple and so easy to do. I could pick a LinkedIn pre-connect, and I made a pre-connection, and I'm going to make it default CEO Kelowna. So I've pre-made the message already done in the system. Isn't that neat, Dennis?
It's absolutely fantastic.
Now I just paste his name in here. Now I know he's a guy, and as soon as I click that, it now goes and takes his name and splits it up, Randall Shear. Now, I don't care about anything else at this point. I don't care about his phone number. I don't care about his email right now. I just know he's LinkedIn BC. He's in Kelowna, and he is a CEO. And these are the 4 things. These are tags. Why are tags important, Dennis?
Well, tags are your key to being able to go and very, 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 very finely target things in the future. So if you end up knowing that he's connected and he's through Kelowna and whatever, and you want to go do a campaign in Kelowna, you can go search for all your people tagged as Kelowna CEOs. And now you can actually do a broadcast to just them. You can literally pull of all your connections all over the place, just the CEOs in Kelowna, and do a very personal email about CEOs or, some piece of news you found that applies to CEOs. So you can continue to be that sort of helpful person who's always thinking about them. And they can't figure out why you're thinking about them about CEOs and know they're a CEO because everyone else's automation is just calling them Bill.
Yeah. So the great thing now, Dennis, is we've shown you how that works, and we made everything now default. I've defaulted the LinkedIn pre-connect because we're going to connect with a bunch of CEOs in Kelowna. So
Yeah, so
all the
let's,
tags are defaulted.
yeah,
So
so what we're talking about here is on the very first time that you add a contact, you can actually set all the things. So notice we don't have to hurry, we don't have to go preset. It's made so that you can literally be on this screen, pick the items, and if you know you're going to be doing this now for 20 more connection requests in the same area, you click these little default things and it just tells the system, don't ask me again. And you can just go, which you're going to start to see rapidly through. So LinkedIn is a numbers game. So you need something that can allow you to get through the volume without going crazy. And these are just, I mean, we started at, I don't know, a minute per connection. And now I think we're down to 14 seconds by constant system enhancements to make it faster so people will actually do enough volume for it to work.
now that's created a new contact for us in our CRM. And you're going to see it's automatically tagged them. It's all done. Now, all I have to do is click the
Hang on,
take action button.
show the tags, Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember telling them it's automatically tagged them. So you can see that it's automatically tagged them with LinkedIn, Kelowna, BC, and CEO, where Craig's mouse is. These are all the tags. You could add more to him right now if you needed to. At any time in the future, you can come in and add more. But yeah, the key to it all is the tags going forward. You're starting general, and we're trying to, what is this? This is a sales funnel system. We're trying to pull them down to where finally they're ready to become your customer.
Right. So we're going to go take action. Now, this is a pre-written message for CEOs in Kelowna. Hello, Randall. I have many connections in the Kelowna area looking for people like you. Would you like to connect here on LinkedIn, Craig? So it's put his name in automatically. It said Kelowna, so it knows. So it looks like I wrote it personally, but we use macros and our system to make it automatic. And all I have to do is copy that message. Then I go
Personal
back
to them, but not personal to you. Oh my goodness.
Then I click the connect button like I teach you to do. Then it says, hey, you should put in a message. I put in the message and I send the invitation. Now the invitation has been sent and I just tell my system, I have sent the message. It's that fast. And now our system will automatically take you back to add a new contact. So I want to add a new contact. Now, am I going to go and
search again?
Search again? No, I'm
no.
not. Back button. And I'm going to hit the back button again.
So 2 backs takes you back to your original search without dinging you a search credit.
So now I am going to go and do, but let's do 3 connects and see how fast. I'm not going to talk, Dennis. You can tell everybody what I'm doing.
I'm going to give you the play-by-play on Craig doing. Well, hang on, let me get the timer going. So I don't know if 3 is enough, but we'll try. So you know what we're going to do instead, Craig? I'm going to do a different test. You are going to go and add connections for the next 3 minutes, and we're going to see how many you can get done in 3 minutes. Okay, so a little different. So we got the stopwatch going here, folks, and Craig is primed and ready, and we're going to see how many he can get done. So for the next 3 minutes, I'm going to give you the play-by-play, unless I get bored, and then I'll call it off. But I'm going to give you the play-by-play, and Craig is going to go crazy. Are we ready, Craig?
See how many we do in 3 minutes. Ready?
2, 1, go. So there he is. He's just copied with triple clicking. He's pasted. He's picked female. He's basically hit quick add. And there's his first connection already in the works. It comes up. It gives him the message that he's just simply going to click. He copies it. He goes back to LinkedIn, pastes it, sent the invitation, and double clicks to go back twice. And again, notice the order he's doing things are actually important because he's saving clicks. Because he was already on this page, he's set up for the next one. So triple click, right? And paste and mail. And we're at 40 seconds now. 3 minutes is going to feel pretty long. And here we go. He's now got the second person about to get their message. And now he goes and pastes that message. And you're going to see that double backs. And now we're at 58 seconds. And he's going on to yet another person. Person number 3, Brad Leach. And Brad Leach gets a triple click. And the triple click gets put into the full name where he clicks the mail because he's a guy. And he clicks the quick add. And here we go back to the system creating a custom message for Mr. Brad Leach, which he hits copy. Jumps back over to LinkedIn, hits the proper connect button, not the wrong connect button, paste and hits send. We're at 1 minute and 25 seconds. Craig is now doubling back to go get the next person. Here we are on person number 4. And now we've got Aaron. And Erin is actually she's chief executive officer of PC Transit. And here we go. She's a woman, so he's marked female. Added to the series, tagged, everything is going on. Message, customized, ready for copying. Okay, LinkedIn, standing by, waiting for the big paste. Send the invitation. We're now at 2 minutes, and we now have yet another contact being searched for by Craig. We're at 2 minutes, Craig. 2 minutes and 2 seconds. You better hurry up, dude. You're going too slow. And we got Kristen, and Kristen is now having her name pasted. Kristen's a female. Quickly adding her according to the quick add button. And as the quick add button is automatically populating a custom message that with one click of a button, you copy it, you jump back over to LinkedIn, click their handy message button, and boom, we are now going back to find our 6th connection. We are 2 minutes and 30 seconds in. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We are on our 6th connection, who happens to be Allison. And Allison is also a female. Do we really need male and female? Maybe, maybe not. But boy, oh boy, when you can send something out specific to women, it really works well. And there's that custom message. Look at that. Holy smokes. And we are going back, pasting, sending the invitation, back to go on to our 7th person. And the 7th person is not going to happen.
There you go. So 6 people in 3 minutes. Can you do that, folks?
People in 3 minutes is 20 people in 10 minutes. You're not even a quarter of the way through your cup of coffee or tea or golden milk with turmeric or whatever your morning routine is. You're not even through the glass of it. In fact, it's probably still brewing and you're done.
There you go. So that's how simple it is to be able to go and connect. Thank you for doing that play-by-play there. Last week, Dennis did it in Japanese. It was
yeah. I got bored, so I switched languages.
All righty.
We used to do 5 minutes, but man, it gets boring. So imagine if you spent 10 minutes a day and found 20 people a day at the end of 1 month, if you did it every day because you have coffee every day, even weekends, instead of going, oh, it's the weekend, so I get the day off. It's 10 minutes. You would have 600 connections. You're probably going to get 25% of them accepting your connections. So in 30 days, you're going to go from however many connections you have now to 120 more. Wow.
Yeah.
And that alone is enough to bring you up a few ranking in the search engine, get a little bit of a buzz going, keep your profile relevant. Wow. And that's 10 minutes a day. We used to say 10 minutes a day to do 10 connections. Oh, we doubled it.
You know, and it's funny because doing this over the last few weeks, I think we did this training 2 weeks ago. And the day after the training, one of the CEOs connected with me, had a conversation, and we're going to, you know, and what he's doing is going to probably turn into some business. And that was just us teaching the system.
Yeah.
I mean,
we weren't even reaching out as a real estate agent, and it turned into something.
Right. So, I mean, it's all about making connections. So it's doing it. You don't know who's going to turn into a connection that's going to work well for you.
And that's why you don't think. And then the one thing we did forget to mention, Craig, is if you see someone who is, you know, Frank Jacob Lewis, because it's a numbers game, if you do that, then the automatic split thing is going to take an extra couple of clicks. And we actually,
you're right. No, let me show Dennis.
Okay.
You're right. Let me share.
So we actually teach our Filipino crew who does a lot of the prospecting for us. And
I did not grab Ryan P. Malcolm R/B because
skipped over him.
I skipped over him.
First of all, the triple click won't work. It'll only pick up a part of them, I think.
It'll pick it all up.
Either way.
Yeah.
I don't know about dip it. That sort of gets me confused anyways.
So I didn't because it took more work. If I was to go copy his name, and we'll show you what I mean, in our system and paste it, it doesn't really know what to do on the first. So it just takes work. I'd have to go here and I'd have to change it and I'd have to do this and then I'd have to do this and then I'd have to say his last name. And that just took too much time.
Yeah, and this is a numbers game. Remember, at this point, you don't even know if they're going to connect back. So the key to LinkedIn is being super efficient until it turns something. When you put all your energy into it is when the person not just accepts your connection, because that also, a lot of people don't even know what they're doing. They just accept it. But then your next message, when it actually gets responded to, that's where you go into full on make that person your friend mode. But until then, you're in full on, how fast can I get through it? You saw 42,000, whatever it was, CEOs in Vancouver. LinkedIn is the land of abundance for leads. So you don't read the profile in detail. You look like the first one he read, he's scanned over. And quite frankly, when you're really pounding it, you don't even do that. You do exactly like Craig did. He didn't have time to say on each one, oh, this one might not be in Kelowna anymore. Because guess what? Happy accidents happen all the time. I don't even know how many times I get a response that says, oh man, you know what? Sorry, man, I'm not in Kelowna anymore. Oh, that's okay. Neither am I. Excellent. We have a conversation going. So don't stress about it. It's a numbers game until you get to the point that they've agreed to your connection and replied to a message in a non-robotic fashion, in a way that you know it's not their personal assistant talking to your personal assistant.
Exactly. So Realty Biz Connect is the one touch and done lead generation, forever follow up, and convert to a client real estate CRM. And that's what we were using to go and do all those connections so quickly. It was customized specifically for my LinkedIn system.
Yeah, if you're going to spend 10 minutes, you might as well spend 10 good minutes. That's the way I see it.
Right. So what we include is creating your required digital assets. So we talked about how you need to have a profile. We do that for you. You need to have a LinkedIn profile update. Most of you, most of the people I was connecting with needed to have a LinkedIn profile. You saw many of them just had the blue background, the generic, didn't even do a background image.
That's right.
Don't be that person. Some of the things that are really important in your profile is having your name, what you do, your tagline, your phone number, your email, your website.
You got to get your specialty, right? You got to get your words that show you're the expert.
Yeah.
And again, if you go out on the online and you search Fiverr and whatnot, typically to get your profiles done and for them to rework your images and to help you with all the graphics, usually are around $300 to get these done, which is fine. They're good for a long time. Then when you change your headshot, you go back to the same person. They'll swap your photo out probably for $5. So it's not that expensive to get done when you sub it out. If you sub it out in North America, probably considerably more. And then you need to do the same thing for your profile for LinkedIn. So you need your LinkedIn, your Facebook, you need your personal pages, you need your business pages. So, you know, all of it together, you probably could sub it out for $500.
Now, we also create your lead generators. We talked about that, the home maintenance reminders, and we've got 8 other lead magnets as well that we customize for you, get your photo on it, and then we don't just drop your photo on the book and put your name. We put in your logo. We change the colors of the book to match your logo and match what you look like, so it doesn't look like you were just dropped
on. Yeah, it doesn't look like a Canva creation. It actually looks like somebody did it, and it looks like your real book. So it's all about professionalism in your digital assets. If you look like you did it on Canva, you will create disengagement. If you're excellent at using Canva, you'll be fine. Unfortunately, a lot of those tools make it very easy to do stuff, but you also come out with something that most people can recognize. So we go a little bit further just to make sure that you're first up, best dressed.
And you can do this yourself. I mean,
absolutely.
You can do the research. The ultimate guide to finding your right home.
Your right horn. I like bull horns.
There you go. And so you've got time right now. So go build one of them on your own.
If you were to sub it out, by the time you actually did the graphic work and you did all of the content writing and the copywriting and the things required, you could probably do them in and around $275 a piece. That's if you're subbing out to the Philippines or somewhere a little bit less expensive. If you're in the States, again, typically about 3 times the price. A lot of copywriters will charge you about $300 for a short email. And they'll charge you as much as $1,000 for a long copy email. These would qualify more in the long copy email, but it's real simple, guys. You can go and do a search for, 9 smart questions to ask when hiring a real estate agent on Google, and you'll find 20 people that have written guides like this. Go there, grab all the good ideas, rework them into your words, get them to be aligned with your beliefs, and boom, and get rid of all the self-serving crap that they put in them. Your client doesn't want to hear, oh, you should never try to sell on your own. Don't use 1% Realty. They're not. All of that stuff that you think is selling them on you is just selling them on whatever it is you keep talking about. Talk about all the good stuff that you do for them, and you don't have to have a self-serving plug-in here. Your face is on the book. Your name is on the book. They know who you are. They know how to find you. So You can sub them out and get them done without a problem. Or build them yourself. Like Craig said, you have time. 1 a month. That'll work.
Yeah, take your time. You want to get started. An open house module is also part of our software. So really important when we have a virtual open house module. We'll teach you how to do it virtually, and letting people in one at a time.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, a neat thing about the open house module is it can be linked up to a QR code. So one of the things that sometimes happens in the open house scenario where a realtor comes with their client to your open house, that realtor doesn't really want the person to be signing in on your sign-in sheet because realtors can get funny about that. To me, I'd never worry about it because if I'm doing a good job, I'm not worried that they're going to leave me. But anyways, a real handy tip with your open house module is to have that same QR code posted around the house in a few places, so that even if they didn't onboard at the door, they do have the opportunity to onboard if for whatever reason. I mean, I know because I bought 8 rental properties with 8 real estate agents, and quite honestly, there was a couple of them that when I got to the area and actually spent time with them and had a coffee and started driving around with them, I didn't like them as people. I just didn't. But by then I was trapped. So if someone would have given me the opportunity to get untrapped, I would have probably taken it, right? So the open house module is really cool because it's a data onboarding form. It's all set up. It's all completely compliant. It doesn't do anything to make anyone angry. And you can literally post feature cards around the house with that QR code or the URL to it so that they can onboard anytime. You don't have to force them. Stop, sign in at the door. You don't need to do that. I mean, not many people do, but you can have that QR code on the sign outside so people that are interested could actually sign in before they even walk up to your door. So it's a super, super handy tool to really, really streamline your business and have, instantly people into your forever follow-up. And it categorizes. So if they're forever follow-up and they are with another realtor, it'll automatically put them into a different series so that you're never seen as trying to poach them. If they're there saying that they're unhappy with their realtor, well, then it's going to give them a different response. So it's very, very tuned in to make sure that it doesn't get anyone in trouble, but it maximizes your time for doing an open house.
There you go. And the home maintenance reminders that we talked about at the beginning, you can make this yourself,
Yep.
and these are just really good, handy tips that comes out once or twice a month, an email or a push notification if they've downloaded your app. And it's just good information that people need to know.
My favorite one still, Craig, is the one that tells you to test the auto reverse component of your garage door opener. So I found a YouTube video of a guy who teaches how to test this, and I thought it was kind of ridiculous, but quite honestly, in the beginning, I was just looking for bulk. And it turns out that it's the thing that's commented the most on, and all it is the guy goes up and the garage door is open. He's standing there, he doesn't say anything, he holds his hand in the air, and he pushes the button, and you see the garage door come down, and there's a log underneath the garage door, and you see it come down. So here's the log, it comes down, So you're like, wow, this is pretty cool. I wonder what's going to happen. Oh my gosh. It touches the log. It pauses ever so temporarily, Craig. And then it starts to open back up. It opens back up, and it gets to the end of it, and then the video's over. And I thought it was totally ridiculous. And I literally have people saying, I didn't know my garage door would do that. You got to understand, on the internet, stop having an opinion. Give people stuff to have an opinion about. Don't get in your own head about what they think is a useful tip. So yes, home maintenance reminders are really fun. You can really, really have fun.
And you want to have this follow up with them. So you make it for a year, and then you can just put it in a loop and continue.
That's right.
So it follows up with them, reminds them,
Absolutely.
It's time to clean your gutters.
Yeah, every
time
fall.
to check your furnace.
So in the beginning, they feel like they're getting something completely custom because it is very custom feeling. By year 2, most of the stuff is just resending the say, hey, it's fall, you need to do ABC. Hey, Merry Christmas. And of course, every 3rd or 4th email, it says, hey, and by the way, if you know anybody who might be interested in this home maintenance reminders tip or looking to buy or sell in the Surrey area, feel free to refer me. I'd be happy to help. It's okay once in a while to have your stuff. It can't be every email, and it can't be the hardcore sell. And if you always go for referrals, it's better. So home maintenance reminders as a way to follow up. And remember, this is for the low value targets. This is not for the person that you're already meeting with, having a coffee, and they might be interested. It is, but that's not where the value of this is. This is for the guy you met in the line and agreed to meet and maybe never got around to meeting, but you immediately pop them into your forever follow-up, which will lead to the home maintenance reminders, so that the very next day, hey, nice meeting you. So all of it starts, this is this is all to collect for you the people that you currently don't collect. This is for the ones that are not interested now. And real estate agents are horrible. It's like, hey, how you doing? I'm a real estate agent. Oh yeah, hey man, that's great. Well, what area you focus? Oh man, I focus in South Surrey. Oh, that's fantastic, man. I live in South Surrey. Oh really? Right? Do you own your own home? Yes, I own my own home. Oh wow, that's fantastic. So are you looking to buy or sell in the next 4 hours? Nope. Where'd he go? Right? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Put them in your forever follow-up series.
There you go. Build it yourself, take time, or, or sub it out. I mean, it would cost you about $1,800 to have that all properly copywritten and done and get somebody to do it in the Philippines. You can do that.
And it's one time, and then it's good for the rest of your life. Yeah. Right? So it's very, very achievable.
Yeah. And you've got lots of time. You could write your own.
You need to do it yourself right now. It's not that hard.
Yeah. This is
my
really,
favorite.
really important right now, Dennis. This the private tour videos.
People don't understand the power of YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine on the internet. And I believe now Amazon is the third. Amazon may become the second, who knows? But what's interesting about private tour videos is a lot of people get stressed out about them. I can tell you that 90% of them that I've seen done by the professional real estate video creation companies are complete garbage. And again, they're beautiful garbage. I mean, they're absolutely fantastic. You are going to love them. They're going to love themselves for making them for you. And they completely do nothing for your customer, right? If I'm looking to buy a place in Yaletown, the drone flying in gracefully over the Cambie Street Bridge to come and take a look at my building, segueing into nobody around as a camera walks up to the front door to get let in. And then all of a sudden magically being in the kitchen of a unit and magically being in the bedroom and flowing and ever so nice. It doesn't do anything for me as a person looking to buy that property. It doesn't make you feel professional. It makes it feel like, wow, so you're the guy that spends an awful lot of money on stuff, right? Which doesn't matter to them. They pay their commission rate anyways. But on the other hand, you got to think about that because a lot of people don't realize that you can't just raise your commission rate. So they might think you raise it to pay for that kind of stuff. But if instead all you do is a private tour video, your goal is to get on YouTube and get free traffic. And it's super easy to do. And for those that are here, I'm about to give you the $1 million trick right now. And you could probably go and implement it on any product, any properties that you currently have listings on. And you'll see literally within 2 days, you can be at the top of the YouTube search engine, probably within 1 day. And the key is you don't be over professional. You wear nice clothes, you get out of your car and you start with this camera held this way, pointing at you. Hey everybody, I'm Dennis Wilson and I'm here today in Yaletown, Vancouver at 33 Smythe Street, where we're about to go up to the 33rd floor and show you a place that has a view you could never imagine. Come on, let's go. And then I would flip the camera around and I would show myself walking up to the door and I would open the door. I might pause the camera while I get on the elevator because that's just a waste of time. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to be explaining what's going on. And then every now and then I'm going to turn around and go, okay, so yeah, so look at this. Check this out. Check out this view behind me, because I'm right here right now in Yaletown, Vancouver at 33 Smythe Street. And my name's Dennis M. Wilson, and I'm showing you this beautiful property. And then you're going to finish it all up. It'll probably end up being 3 to 5 minutes long. Is that too long? Who cares? This is only important for the first 30 seconds. The rest of it's just to get you onto YouTube and ranked well. And then, yeah, great. And then when you finish, you're going to, well, there you go, folks. I really appreciate you taking your time to come on this little tour with me in Yaletown, Vancouver at 33 Smythe Street. Once again, I'm Dennis M. Wilson, your real estate professional. Now, what you just did was you said your name and address and area 3 times in the course of that video. What people don't know about YouTube, YouTube automatically transcribes your video even if you don't use it. And they do that so they can go in and see what your video is about in order to rank you. Well, here's the neat trick. The only people that ever type in the only people that ever type in the address is someone looking for the address or looking for an area. So if I'm looking for real estate and I type in the address and the first thing I see is your tour, and then I see your channel that has 100 of these other tours all saying they're sold, oh my God, you're like the expert without me ever meeting you. And then you're kind of nice, and you took me on that nice tour, and I feel like I know you. You are setting up so many things to be perfect. And most importantly, 3 times name, address, you will literally forever be at the top of YouTube search for that address. It's crazy how easy it is to do. Um, if you were to take all of this and sub it out and get someone to make them pretty for you, it would probably cost you around 250 bucks, right? We take your raw video, and one a month we'll actually chop out the real bad bits for you. And then we'll add a professional bumper onto the front and back, and we will write the words for you to get better listings, and we will fix your transcriptions in case the transcription misunderstood your address. So we actually fix it all up so it's perfect to get you those rankings, and we do one a month for you.
There you go. Now, feature listing pages, these are really important as well, with QR codes, Dennis.
Super important. In today's world, QR codes, and as important, short URLs that take you to the feature page, right? Again, to have these done, they're pretty easy. Any web designer you can sub out on Fiverr, you probably pay $100 to have them lay them all out and get them all ready for you.
Yeah.
So easy to do, important to do. A lot of you have things that have them in them, but they're not the right things. A lot of the stuff made for real estate agents don't actually have all the components that you really need. And one of the things that I would put on every one of these is my YouTube video.
Absolutely. And notice the QR code actually has your photo in it. You can do that.
Or your logo or whatever you decide that you want to put in it.
Now, so don't make this mistake, Dennis.
So this is in I guess it's still in Olympic Village area. So right across at the foot of the Canby Street Bridge, there's a Whole Foods, there's a Wendy's, there's a Starbucks, there's a Canadian Tire, a Best Buy. I mean, it's the mecca of big box that's just across the bridge from downtown. And this was on the side of the street that the open house was not on. So this was across the street out front of Save On Foods. Great place for a sign. If your sign actually has anything meaningful on it. So remember, this is mice type, right? So I didn't see a single person stop to look at this sign. I didn't see a single person kneel down to try to figure out what it said. I actually was the only one. And as I went to the RE/MAX site that was listed, I was expecting to learn about this property. I did not learn about this property. I learned about nothing. I learned that it was a RE/MAX site that put up that told me a little bit about them, but was mostly confusing. And I mean, you couldn't read it. I mean, this arrow points to probably 10,000 condos across the street. So it was just a completely, But if the person would have had a QR code that took me to a rich experience that showed me the video walkthrough, that I could push a button and it would instantly bring it up on the maps and let me walk over to it. It would tell me that it's 4 minutes away. And if I put in that URL, it would take me just to the page that tells me about that property, and then maybe rework that brochure a little bit to have less information on it, but in bigger text. That would suddenly become an amazingly useful tool with all the foot traffic that was around it. So some of these things are just minor tweaks, and they can completely change the outcome of your business.
Exactly. And as we've already touched about it, you know, our CRM, if you were to buy it monthly, $150 value, just to have the CRM, the one touch and done, lead gen, forever follow up, and can do a comment.
And hey, we'd love you to get involved with us, but we would rather, if you walked away from this and decided not to get involved with us, as long as you went and bought another CRM or actually dusted the one that you already own off and started using it, that would give us great satisfaction, because it'll absolutely change the reality of your realty business. Employ the basics of CRM, and I doubt you could possibly not, if you're selling a couple of houses a month right now, I doubt with even simple implementation of CRM, you would be able to sell any less than 2 to 3 more houses every year without changing a thing, except having proper follow-up.
You know, people ask us, Dennis, what is the best CRM out there?
The one you use.
The one you use, exactly. So we do give you the lead generation strategies, the walk and talk, forever follow-up, one touch and done, the LinkedIn lead generation engine that you just saw us, that I used when I connected with 6 people in 3 minutes.
Yep.
The home tips reminders is included. The joint venture and referral program to help you go and turn your connections into giving you referrals, and maybe you offer them a $500 Amazon gift card if one of the referrals buys from you or sells with you. And then the personal networking sales funnel, everything you need.
Yeah, so it's all done, ready to work. You just use it. Then we throw in the Facebook support and success group. This is where everybody who is our client is there, including all of our staff and professionals to help answer each other's questions. And the monthly Realty Biz Connect maximization webinars, where we get very specific just about the technology and how to use it and ideas people have, if they're good, if they're bad. And most of the time the answer is yes, it's a great idea. You should split test it against the other idea. So there's very little yes or no in proper use of CRM. There's simply split test it, because the people, the data will tell you which one's better.
Yeah.
Nobody has an opinion that's worth anything. The data is the only opinion that matters. And we throw in a lot of guest real estate trainers along the way as part of the program.
Exactly. Now, the really neat thing is our Realty Biz Connect app, Dennis. Why don't you explain just a little bit how cool that is?
Well, the neat thing about this is if you get your friends to download the app, they're instantly connected to you as a realtor, and they can refer you to other people easily through the app. And of course, every time they log in to the Business Finder app to find a local business that has deals and discounts or offers delivery, lots of cool stuff, they're going to see your face, right? And then they're going to see your page, and then they're going to be taken to, if it was a push notification about a home maintenance reminder, then the push notification comes up. So every time you give them a handy piece of free information, first they see your face, then they see your description. So they're always reminded of you, not in a 4 seconds a page drive you crazy. It's almost like it's just like a commercial. They flip those things past you where it gets in your head and you don't realize it did. We do the same. So you become imprinted into your customers, and it's super handy. We're soon just adding in some functionality where it'll be like a skip the dishes for your customers. Remember, it's about giving value to them so that they want the app on their phone, because then it's connected to you and it's your face all the time. And they can choose to JV with you, share their friends, and you could offer them $500 or a hat or a t-shirt or whatever you do for people who bring you a qualified referral.
Right. Definitely the ultimate tool to keep you top of mind with your potential customers.
Absolutely. So what's included in Realty Biz Connect? Everything. It's over $10,000 worth of stuff. If you were to go sub it all out in the Philippines, probably $30,000 if you tried to do it in the US. So it's all there, built, ready to go. Monthly, there's over $1,200 worth of value of the things that we give to you, all in one place, all done for you from the people who knew how to do it for you, tweaked for the real estate world.
Right. So Dennis, the big word, how much does it cost?
$10,523, because we care about you today.
Except today, our regular price is $14.99 setup and $8.99 a month. But with our webinar special right now, because you're joining us, you can get it for $9.98 setup and just $499 a month for the first year.
Right.
But we got some bonuses.
Yes. So we'll actually do the first 100 scan credits. So you can actually go to your big shoebox that has all of your contacts and leads in it that you have never entered into a CRM, and you can dust those off and scan 100 of them through our card scanner. Whether it's a card scan or even a scrap of paper, we'll let you do it. Just understand that your scraps of paper, we promise that our transcriptions will be as accurate as your handwriting. So if your handwriting sucks, we may spell Bob Boo. We don't know, but you're taking that risk. If it's a business card, of course, we guarantee they'll be perfect. But yeah, scraps of paper, we're going to do our very best. So send us legible scraps of paper. It'll be good. This is over $100 value.
Right. We're also going to import your existing data from, if you have an existing CRM that you're no longer using and you decide to switch over, or other digital source.
Yeah, spreadsheets, whatever. We'll help you get your data into our system so you can start the automation path right away.
Right. We're also going to give you 500 LinkedIn prospecting credits. So if you want to do have us do what you saw me just do, that would have been 6 credits for 6 connections.
Yeah.
We'll
do 500 of those for you.
Yeah.
So you can literally have 125 people at the end of probably 2 weeks if we do it, because we do it a little faster than you might do it on your own. So yeah, you can build your reputation very quickly with this bonus.
And we're going to give you a free review of your existing drip campaigns, up to 25 emails. We'll help you with your copy. Sometimes you need other eyeballs that are not real estate agents, but understand your industry to see why you're not getting engagement on your copy.
And be ready to be sad, because usually this review leads to us telling you that 11 of them shouldn't be sent and they're hurting you. So we end up with the 14 that are actually good to fix up. And usually we have to nuke all of that stuff. Don't try to sell by yourself, and don't try to do this stuff. We clean them up a little bit, and most of it's removing your self-serving stuff and making them so that your customer actually would like to read them.
Just be prepared. Dennis will make you cry.
I will make you cry.
So,
And Craig will give you hugs.
okay, yes, yeah, Dennis is the bad cop all the time. That's his job. He's a good bad cop. He is. So if
I'm a good bad cop. There you go.
if you buy it today, we're also going to make it a little bit easier. We understand that COVID is money can be tight.
Yep.
So we'll let you break up the $998 into 2 payments of $499 now and $499 when all your assets are completed, which
takes
can take
about
up
30
to
days.
But you still get all your bonuses right away.
That's right. Yeah, so you're off and running in business without worrying about it. And then the monthly fee, we won't even start charging until after the lockdown and everything's ended and business is sort of back to usual. So you're not worried about burning through a bunch of money when you can't get the full value of the tool. We'll waive those fees until such a time as business is back to where the tool can enhance your results even better.
Right. And some people have asked us, look, can we just get that really cool CRM? I just want to do the LinkedIn thing. That's really, right now, I just want to go and build my LinkedIn. If you just want to do the LinkedIn thing, we can get you that. $49 a month, upgrade at any time to the full software. And now you can get building your leads and connections during lockdown to ensure the fastest recovery of your business.
And the rules on this one are for those that have stayed the entire 78 or 88 minutes to get to this slide, it's available. And yes, we know Zoom tells us. So this is only available to those that stay to the very end. And folks, you have made it to the very end.
So there you go. Here's how you can go do it. You can ask any questions, send us an email, contact@realtybizconnect.com, text message or phone, 604-900-2384. And really important to all the real estate agents on this call, make sure you have opted in to get our emails. You will have got an opt-in message.
When you registered. So if you registered for this one a month ago and you haven't opted in yet, go and find that email and opt in, or you will not get the link to the accreditation. So it's super critical that you opt in. We find most people don't. So go look for it. If you do a search for Realty Biz Connect in your emails, it should pop right up. Click the little button and that will allow us to send you the link for your accreditation that we will do before the end of business today.
There you go. And you can get that right away. It's already set up at smallbizdream.com/realtybizconnect. You can go and buy it now.
PayPal will happily let you put your credit card, debit card, or PayPal account in for your $49 to get started with the low end, or the $499 to get going with the full thing and get your digital assets being worked on.
There you go. Well, everybody, we want to thank you for taking some time on your Thursday morning to join us. My name's Craig Pellegrin.
And I'm Dennis Wilson.
And have yourselves a fabulous, productive day.
Excellent. Bye for now.